We Move Podcast, episode 11, man. What's going on? Evan Umstead here. I'm solo dolo, kicking it by myself on the pod tonight. We got a lot of topics. It's been a minute, been a couple weeks. We had our Pro Bowl week. Shout out to all the guys. It's our Pro Bowl week. We've been, putting out these episodes, hopefully having some good success. Everyone, that I hear that's listening, they seem to like the pod. So unless they lied to me, it sounds like we're doing all right, giving you some good contact. We try to be consistent with it. But yeah, Super Bowl is in 2 days. It's Friday night. It is the February 10th. So on the 12th, it's going to be on the pop. And we got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. So that'll be, extremely exciting Super Bowl. Both one seeds out of both sides of the division. The Chiefs won a nail biter, beating the Bengals, and then the Eagles ended up dominating the 49ers. I think, kind of talking about both of those games, that was the prediction that I had. I said the Eagles, I feel like we're just a better team. I know Brock Purdy got hurt, but, and he, all thoughts and prayers are with him. They're saying he has a UCL injury, so that could be he could be out for a lengthy time, when it comes to those elbow injuries. So, hopefully he's all right. But Brock, yeah, even if he's healthy, even if Purdy's healthy, I just don't think they were good enough to play with the Eagles. I think the Eagles they've been the best team in the NFC. They've been consistent, and especially with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Like I said, he has that dog killer mentality, and the rest of his team kind of follows up. A lot of them already have it, like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox. These guys have already won a Super Bowl, so they're just trying to go get another one, so they know what it's like to be there. But they're facing a worthy opponent on the other side, the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, just won the MVP last night, two-time MVP. So, we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the pod. He ended up winning it. I think Hurts, was right there behind him. And then with one or two votes, and then Josh Allen got one vote. I think if anything, Burrow should have got, a couple votes if he or should have been third behind Allen and I'm not behind Allen, behind Hurts and Mahomes. So sorry. Yeah, so that's who I really feel like should have been in that top conversation, that top three. I think they were the best three all year from the quarterback position. So that was really really interesting to see, but I think Mahomes is well deserved. That's who I probably would have picked. Losing Tyreek is really tough. But you could say Jalen either. I see an argument for both, but I think Mahomes, even having the high completion percentage, 5,000, however many plus yards, all those touchdowns. I think it's just really like he had a fantastic year, and to do it without Tyreek, to do it with a lot of receivers going down, to be able to do all that and still be the number one team in the AFC, I think that's what really did it. The only knock I'll say, you can say on Jalen is that, there were a couple of games that he had where he wasn't technically amazing. The running game seemed to really be, kind of not carrying him, but the running game really did help for that team. So it's tough because they do have such a good team for someone to get an MVP because he doesn't have to, throw for 300 or 200 like Mahomes did all year, really. So even if Hurts is capable of doing that, and I guess we'll see on Sunday that he could throw it around, toss around, be in a shootout. He really didn't have to be in that many shootouts due to, maybe how talented his team was, or the defense taking away the ball, or the running game. But part of that was him in the running game. So you can also add that in. But I think Mahomes has also added an element in the run game here and there. You saw him hop for the first down. You saw him take off here and there. Obviously the game winner against the Bengals, Joseph Osai, just, he's running out of bounds, gets that late hit. Osai hits Mahomes on a late hit. But, I think it'll be interesting. It's going to be a fun Super Bowl. We'll talk predictions. The NBA trade deadline just ended yesterday, Thursday. That was insane. The past couple of weeks I've been hard on Rob Pelinka and the Lakers. I've been really hard on them. I won't lie, and he earned some money this week. He got rid of Pat Bev. He got rid of Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant asked for a trade. It's so funny, that photo of Thomas Bryant with his hand up with LeBron shooting the game winner. Big congrats to LeBron James. We'll speak on that in a little bit. Big congrats to him. passing Wilt Chamberlain all-time points. So that's big time. So really, really thankful to witness that and see that. So congrats to you, LeBron. We'll speak more to you later. But the trade deadline, yeah, the Lakers, making some big moves, bringing D'Angelo Russell back, adding, a great shooter like Malik Beasley, a 40% type 3-point shooter. Just seeing that, like, it's big time. Like you see that, and it's it's what they needed, shooting. D'Angelo Russell is a really good shooter, and Malik Beasley is a really good shooter. So that's big time. Jared Vanderbilt coming to the Lakers is a really good defender. So just having him, come to that team, it'll be exciting to see. So it'll be it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. It'll see how the dynamic pulls in. I'm kind of with AD and LeBron. Hopefully, you guys can get this stuff, together, get them going. I mean, right now they're in 13th in the West, so they need to have some ground to gain. They should be a playoff. So I asked everyone, like, do you guys think the Lakers are a playoff team? I love the addition of Rui. I love that addition, but when asked, I think a lot of you guys said yeah. So that's where we're at with the pod. That's where we're at. I'm looking at the numbers now. Let me go ahead and pull the numbers. See what we were talking about. Yeah, 62% on the pod say yes to a playoff team, and 38% saying no. So I think you can see them being a playoff team. Beasley, Russell, LeBron, Rui, AD, like that should get you in the playoffs. I know the West is tough, but really all of the NBA is tough. So nobody really feels bad for the Lakers. You just gotta buck up and go get it, man. There were a lot of big trades made. So um, obviously Kevin Durant going to the Phoenix Suns, that's insane. Joining Devin Booker and Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton. So they should have a really good team, man. They're looking like they could be the favorites. I think Boston is still the favorites in my opinion, just because they've been there before. They've done that. As long as Jaylen Brown, hopefully he heals from his facial fracture and everything. Hopefully he heals from that. They picked up Mike Muscala in the trade deadline. That was big time to see them pick him up. So he's a good shooter just to add to depth to their team. They didn't really lose any key pieces. Marcus Smart should get healthy here soon. So we'll see what comes with that. Obviously too, like Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn, Brooklyn getting fleeced over there. They got some good pieces back in return though. You got Mikal Bridges, they got Cam Johnson, they got Dorian Finney-Smith, they got Spencer Dinwiddie back, who's a very fantastic stud player. So they got some players back. We'll see if they can gel. I like Jacque Vaughn as a coach. If they can gel, I think they could be a pretty solid team. It'll be interesting to see. So I'm excited for that. So we'll we will see. That's all you can really say about these trades. Luke Kennard went to Memphis. So, there were so many trades that happened. I have to go through. You have to give me a second to go through all these. I, talked about some of the bigger ones that I can think about on the top of my head. But, him heading to Memphis brings that shooter that they really need to have. So, that's a really, really big time thing there. Gary Payton, they were talking about Gary Payton heading back to the Warriors from Portland, but it's been put on hold just because they don't know if his physical is going to go through. So they have, I guess, Saturday to figure out what's going to go on there. I mean, he's a great defensive player, great culture player. So it'll be interesting to see. Also, Pat Bev, we got Pat Bev going to Orlando. He was starting to shoot it well, but it's tough. When you add D'Angelo Russell, you want him to be able to rock out. Dennis Schroeder had 25 last night versus the Bucks. Like one of my great friends, Matt was saying, like, you see what happens when he doesn't have to share minutes, and I kind of agree with that. He doesn't have to share minutes. He can kind of be himself. He can go out there. He can play to his full capability. So I think you'll see that even more. And I kind of Beverly was just kind of a casualty of the trade deadline. So it's going to be interesting to see the NBA. The NBA, it's fun times right now. It's fun times. The Hornets, Charlotte Hornets, hometown team, got Reggie Jackson, but it looks like he's going to get a buyout. Same for Pat Bev. Look like a buyout's coming his way. So it's crazy though. KD heading to the Suns is just to go back and him and Kyrie leaving Brooklyn, going to the Suns and going to the Mavericks. I'm excited to see what Luka looks like when they get back. I think they're 2-8, and their second win came with Kyrie, so they had 1-8 without Luka on the season. Now 2-8. It's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic is when they come back. I don't know, it's going to be hard for them. Even though I say I was talking to people and I say I don't see how they could win the West, but they were in the Western Conference Finals last year, and Kyrie just adds another element to that team. His talent is undeniable. Obviously, off the court, you could talk about that all day, but on the court, he's reliable. So if he's going to be on the court, if he's going to be around, then he's special. He's a special player. So it's going to be exciting to see. It's going to be exciting to see, man. John Wall too. So I run through some of these trades. John Wall, how many players got traded? It was insane. Bones Highland going to the Clippers. That's a sleeper trade. They got Bones and Eric Gordon. So, Ty Lue and those guys are gearing up over there. I'm just running through Shams and Chris Haynes, Twitter feed, man, because there were so many trades that happened. Darius Baisley to the Suns. He could be a special piece there for a second-round pick in Dario Saric. Ibaka and the Bucks are, going to the Pacers. Is Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder to the Bucks, so Jay Crowder's back. He's a championship-type player. The Bucks are, they aren't a sleeper team, man, but, obviously they just won the championship a couple years ago, but that's a really good team, man. That's a really, really good team. And now they're adding Jay Crowder to the mix. Unfortunately, Big Surge going to get waived. We'll see where he ends up. But Jay Crowder, I don't know what his situation happened in Phoenix. I don't know if he was told to stay home. I don't know exactly what happened there. I'll have to look into it. But that guy just wins wherever he goes. He was in Miami, he was in Phoenix when they went to the finals. So he's a dog. You can't deny that he's a dog. So he's gonna show up every day. So I'm excited to see what comes for that one. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss any more of these. We talked about Muscala, big time shooter. The Suns. If KD, we talked about this, and this might be a hot take, but hey, when he was with the Warriors, come on, John said it best. He said some rings are smaller than others, and he got his two for sure. And he was, he's a great player. Arguably the greatest scorer ever. He up there. Basically you could say LeBron. LeBron is number one, but just guys like that, like KD. He's a fantastic player, but this one, if he's able, because this team can't do it, they haven't been able to do it. Booker and CP haven't been able to get over the top without him. So if they can get over with him, man, it's gonna be really exciting, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Hopefully he can get healthy. He's had that ankle or knee problem, but hopefully he can get healthy, and we can see what the Suns look like. Matt Ishba, Michigan State, shout out to Ian Spartan Dogs. They're coming to Columbus this weekend, so I'll be on prem for that. So that'll be exciting. It'll be a fun time. So let's see what we have going on, man. We'll see what we have going on. But Ishba, I got lost my train of thought. Ishba, he's Michigan State alum, right there with Ian, Spartan Dog coming from that Tom Izzo program. So he's going all in. He's trying to win a championship, and I understand that. So I definitely understand that. Everybody, a lot of teams thought the Bulls or Toronto, they thought they were going to give up players, and they didn't. So we shall see, man. We shall see. It's going to be exciting, though, to see how these guys like Vanderbilt and Beasley have to react to playing with somebody like LeBron, because, I don't know, for whatever reason, these guys do not, I don't know, guys fold up, man. They fold up when they're with LeBron. So hopefully they can, step up, rise to the challenge. 'Cause 3-point shooting is definitely what the Lakers need. Russell Westbrook obviously was a part of that trade heading to Utah. Sounds like he's gonna get bought out. Um, I don't know, man. Like Russ is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I just don't know what has happened these past few years, man. Just with this his shooting is just horrible. I think he's .83 per field goal, like one of the per jump shot or something like that per game or something. It's something ridiculous. Like his numbers are just really, really bad for shooting. So he plays hard. You got to give him his respect for that. But man, like the IQ and the jumper, he's not as athletic as he used to be, and he isn't hitting the jumper as much as he used to. So it looks really bad. It looks really bad for him. But I think he's, hopefully he can find a landing spot. Same for John Wall going back to Houston. That's going to be a little awkward situation. Hopefully he gets bought out as well. So we'll see. We'll see what comes from that. Two guards who have, really been mainstays in the league and were driving forces of franchises for a while. So that the NBA trade deadline was crazy, man. Let me double check, make sure I'm not missing anything else. I think I got everything. Make sure I got everything. Crazy time. I think those are all the mainstays. You didn't really see Philly. I didn't see Philly's name in the news. Sounds like they're riding with the guys they have. So the Sixers, Doc is riding with his guys. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see. Oh, they got Jalen McDaniels, yeah, from Charlotte. So I'm actually watching Charlotte on TV, but we'll see. We'll see how that looks. We'll see. You have the underrated, Sadiq Bays to Atlanta, Josh Richardson, New Orleans. Thomas Bryant going to Denver. Hopefully, he can back up Yoke. So teams are making moves. It's exciting times. So let's see. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a really, really fun time. So next we're gonna move on and we're gonna talk about, obviously the Pro Bowl is flag football now. So I'm just gonna speak on that a little bit. I thought it was actually kind of exciting to watch. I only watched the highlights. It was on a Sunday. I was end up working at the time. I think it was kind of cool, man. Y'all let us know, give us the feedback. Like, I think for me though, I think it should always be pads and just stud it up. Like, even if there isn't that much hitting, they should just kind of treat it like a practice. I don't know, man. Like, it's the Pro Bowl. Like, you take like offensive linemen. Like, what's the point of them even being selected? I understand it's a fun time. You go down there in Vegas. But I think they should definitely bring the pads back and kind of just keep it how it is, man. It's not too many guys getting hurt, and you just let them go after it, man. It's the best of the best. And I think, like, taking that turn into a flag concept is fun, but at the same time, like, I think these guys are, I personally, I'm all for player safety. So if they're like, hey, this is for our player safety, then I'm not playing in NFL, so be it. But I think that, they should, put the pads on for the Pro Bowl. And then, like, even if, you have those, like, general rules, like, don't hit low, don't hit them in the head, like, little stuff like that. But everything else, you see guys like Jalen Ramsey, hitting cheetah, stuff like that. It's just you take over. So it comes over you. So we'll see. We shall see. I think I'll have to ask you guys what you guys think. If you think it should stay flag, or if you should, or if it should be tackle. Congrats to Eli Manning and the NFC getting the win. Peyton was sick at the end. So yeah, that's really interesting. That's really interesting to see. Before we, talk about LeBron or we talk about the MVP or anything like that, I just have to say, like, I am just super confused right now. Super confused right now. If you guys don't know, I'm from North Carolina. Everybody who's been on this podcast so far is from North Carolina, man. So, like, a mainstay of the program of our state is basketball. We call it the hoop state. And we got good high school basketball, good middle school basketball, good elementary school basketball. excuse me, good college basketball. I mean, the main programs being those blue bloods, North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and Duke. And then State's good here and there. They've been up and down. They're really good this year. Wake's really good this year. And then even the other schools, the UNCWs, the Davisons, the UNC Charlottes, they have programs that are pretty solid. My Pirates, we're working on it. We're getting there. But the hoop state is just it's big time. Like that's all it's about. And the downfall of these programs like Carolina and Duke has been like unbelievable. Like it's hard for me to even like believe the downfall that they've had. Like you see these guys and you just like they're super talented, right? Like Duke has the #1 recruit class in the country, and they just got absolute dogged by like Wake the other night. Like, it doesn't make much sense. Like these teams are Carolina was in the national championship game, and right now they both sit at 7-6 and 8-5 in conference, 17-7 and 15-9. With I don't know if there are any like signature wins. Like Carolina's lost to Duke by 6. They lost on 3 or 4 in a row now. They lost to Pitt, Duke, Wake by 7. But a lot of these games are closer. For me, it's just like I'm not understanding like what is being told to like Caleb Love and RJ Davis. I mean, we got your starting backcourt is averaging Caleb Love is averaging 3 assists to 2.3 turnovers per game on 29.4% 3-point shooting. RJ Davis is averaging 3.4 assists to 2 turnovers a game on 34.2 3-point shooting. And their best player is Armando Bacot. He averages 17.5, shooting 55% of the field, and probably averages like 3 or 4 less shots than those guys. So like the hero ball is crazy at Chapel Hill. I think Hubert's gonna have to really, really, really sit those guys down. Like it's almost to the point where he has to sit them down for a game. Like that's how bad it's been. Like it has been. I understand this team might not be that great because people are saying they recruit well, but like any of those freshmen or anybody they have right now, I don't see like I'm not seeing superstar. Like I'm not seeing anybody that comes in to help. But also, I don't know if that's because your guards aren't getting them involved. So I'm not going to speak on the off the court rumors or anything like that. But they need to get it fixed together. I don't know if it's on Hubert. I don't know who it's on, but the whole program just has to be better as a whole. So. With that being said, yeah, Tar Heels is locking in, baby. Let's get it done. John Shire, he has to do a better job too at Duke, just because they have the #1 recruiting class in the nation. I think one thing they have to do as a team is they have to get like these guys, like the big fella that they got, Derek. Man, I don't know what it's. I just blanked on the dude's name. I'm pulling it up now. What's the kid's name? They got Derek Whitehead. Oh, Derek Lively. Yeah, Derek Lively. Like, get that guy a lob, get him a lob. Get Flipowski going. Like, you have the #1 recruiting class. Mitchell is looking good. Like, they should have beat Kansas at the beginning of the year. And, like, man, they just look unprepared, man. Like, they lost by 22 to Miami, just getting smacked by Miami. And it's like, man, I don't know. These coaches have to, like, understand that, like, when you're playing at Duke, like, you're a huge target. Like you're the biggest target. Duke, Carolina, Blue Bloods, like you guys are humongous targets. So like you can't like every night you have to bring it. So I guess Duke gets more of a pass because the guys are maybe young and they still they're still 17-7, 8-5 in ACC. It's just that 5 has been ugly. Up top you got Clemson, Pitt, JG, and UVA. Todd up top with Miami right behind them. State there too, and then. So, they're still in the mix, but man, oh man, it's disappointing. Carolina, a preseason #1, and they are not ranked and are concerning. Things are concerning in Chapel Hill. They got Clemson tomorrow too. That's not an easy game. Clemson's been good all year. So we'll see what goes on there. And it'll be interesting to see. Next, I just wanted to talk about LeBron, man. LeBron James. LeBron Raymond James passing Kareem for the all-time points leader in NBA history. So 38,388. LeBron passing him. Hits the fadeaway jumper. Amazing moment against OKC. Amazing moment. I just wanted to just give him his flowers. One thing for me is just like LeBron, man, like I posted on my Instagram a picture, like my dad, like, took like we were, I guess, probably down in Orlando, and I'm in my LeBron jersey. I'm like sitting down between like LeBron and Carmelo. And like for me, man, LeBron, I watched him play in high school. They came and played Dudley down at the Greensboro Coliseum. He's just like, in my opinion, he's the greatest of all time, at least the greatest of my generation. Four-time NBA champion, four-time NBA Finals MVP, four-time league MVP. One-time scoring champ, the number one all-time league scoring leader champ, fourth in assists. I mean, just the impact he's had on the game, man, it's just been amazing. And I'm not gonna get in a back and forth right now between LeBron or Mike or Kobe or Kareem or Will or whoever you want to say, Larry Bird. Like, for me, I just think elite, elite, elite. 8 straight finals, 4 or 6 of the finals. Just like a really, really elite leader, elite player. He definitely has some flaws. Obviously, the maybe it's me, the crime with the Kyrie. That stuff is tough. That stuff is tough. So I'm watching Xavier and Butler are down here having a fantastic end of the game, man. This kid, I think it's Eric Foster. I'm forgetting his name, or Eric. Eric Hunter. Yeah, Eric Hunter from Purdue, used to play for Purdue. Just drove the length of the court, and it looks like they either called a foul. They either called a foul or he dunked it, or goaltending. They called something. I don't know, man, but yeah, LeBron, congratulations, King James. The only thing is you got to start winning some of these games, like everyone's saying. Yeah, you got to start getting that done on that end. That hasn't been great, so it'd be nice to see the Lakers start turning it around. 26-31, they're seeing a couple games outside of the play-in, so they gotta tighten it up, man. They gotta tighten it up. So. NBA MVP, I think, like, for me, I'm kind of right aligned with what the odds are saying. Like, I think Jokic and Embiid are the top 2, and then you got to have guys like Giannis. You got to have guys like you got to have guys like I'm trying to see what they call in here. Yeah, so you got to have like guys like Giannis. You got to have guys like, wow, they call it a goaltend on that. That's really crazy. That's If you guys see it, I'll have to repost it on the pod page, man. Like, that's definitely not goaltending. But I think a sleeper too for MVP. You gotta look at guys like Donovan Mitchell, man. He's balling out this year, but Luka Doncic is also one that's definitely an MVP candidate. If the Lakers were winning more games, LeBron would be an MVP candidate. KD, when he was healthy, is an MVP candidate. So we'll just see what goes with them. The guys in Memphis. Memphis playing well, they had MVP, but I think my top ones right now are Jokic, Embiid, Luka, Jason Tatum too. You can't forget about Jason Tatum. He's been killing it. He's been killing it with his boy Brown out. So, just going out with the facial fracture, it'll be interesting to see how they respond. They're absolutely smacking the Hornets right now, up 22. But that'll be interesting to see. When it comes to the NFL MVP, with the Hurts, like I said, I Hurts and Mahomes, I think it could have went either way. So I just wanted to touch base on both of those MVPs. A lot to talk about, man. I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. I haven't hopped on the pod in a minute. So there's a lot to discuss. Tom Brady retired. I don't even know if we were on the pod the last time. I think we spoke about him a little bit, but good. He officially filed today. He's gonna start his career with Fox, in 2024. I think he's gonna have a year spending time with his family, traveling a little bit. So Tom Brady, we wish you well with that. you're a legend in our eyes. So just good luck with that with your family. It's gonna be an exciting time. So, um, ready to see you in the booth, Big Brady. Ready to see what you can do there. You are already amazing on the football field. So I'm sure a lot of that stuff will translate over. Um, yeah, I just wanted to talk now. Super Bowl. You got like teams. They scored the same amount of points. I think they both are like 14 or 16-3. So that's super exciting. You got Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. You got Travis Kelsey and Jet McKinnon and Juju if they're healthy, McCole Hardman, they're battling injuries, Sky Moore, some of these guys will be out versus AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, um, McQuez Watkins, Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders, against, I think Edwards-Helaire is out, but, McKinnon, Isaiah Pacheco, like, those guys like that, just, it's gonna be an all-time battle. The defenses too. You got Chris Jones, you got Frank Clark, you got the two rookies in the the backfield that even though they're young, they've been balling. You got Justin Reed. It's going to be a war. Like no way around it, in my opinion. It's going to be an absolute war in the Super Bowl this Sunday. For me, I feel like what it's going to come down to is it's going to come down to the quarterbacks. And I love Hurts. I love what he's about. I love Mahomes, man. I love what Mahomes is about. I'm excited to see. It's going to be tough, though, because, Mahomes, we'll have to see how his ankle is. Just going against guys like Fletcher Cox, going against, Hassan Reddick, going Josh Sweat. That pass rush is crazy, man. That's a really good team. And, last time I picked against Philly, the city of Philly, in Houston, and I picked against them, and I'm going to pick against them again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick against them again. Yeah, because just Patrick Mahomes, man, at the end of the day, that's the reason. Like, I just can't bet against him. I don't see him losing 2 Super Bowls in a row. If he does, I wouldn't be surprised. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are fantastic. They're probably the better team. It's just the only reason is like, there's certain guys you don't want to be that guy like that you said, oh, I bet against them. And I think that would be Patrick Mahomes. And Jalen Hurts, he's going to have that dog in him. He's going to be ready to go. But at the end of the day, man, like Mahomes has been there. Kelsey's been there. The Chiefs have been really in every situation possible. They've won. They've lost on the biggest of stages. And I think that's going to be the difference. I mean, the Eagles have been, they've won. They have multiple guys on that Super Bowl that won before. As I'm talking about the team, I'm like, wow, I don't know how this team loses. So I wouldn't be surprised or anything that if they were to lose. But I think up front, the Kansas City Chiefs front O-line has been really good. Even when Mahomes hurt, I expect his ankle to be better. I expect him to have enough time to, get it to his weapons, get it to Kelsey. I think when the Eagles have lost this year, they've lost because guys could really throw through the air. I know they didn't have Hurts, but Prescott had a pretty big day on them. Washington, that's almost like a little bit of a fluke loss, but whenever they play big passing offenses, that definitely tested them. Like they didn't play too many though. That's the thing, and they did beat a lot of teams. So you can't really say anything about that or fault them for that because they won. They won. Like we're 14-3, 16-3 now. So you can't knock them for that. So it's going to be an exciting Super Bowl. I think my final score is I got the Chiefs 34 and then the Eagles 27. I just think Mahomes is going to make a drive at the end of the game and it's going to be back and forth and at the end of the day, I think the Chiefs defense will stand up. So I just don't see them losing 2 Super Bowls in a row. If they had won that one against Tampa Bay, I may be saying like, hey, I think the Eagles will do it. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But I'm riding with my homeboy. I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to be the guy that goes against Patrick Mahomes. I'll get John, Jaden, and Ian's picks. Ian will be. Maybe we'll do a little pod. This weekend when he comes into town, but he'll probably be locked in for the games. They're pretty busy right now. They're starting to ramp up with a lot of stuff. So I may start carrying the torch here for the pod a little bit. Hopefully we can get some guys on. I talked to Elijah Hughes about getting him on. So um, a lot of topics. Sorry, I haven't been on here in a while. I was as soon as the NFC Championship is, back, carrying. Um, back in the saddle, back ready to roll. I love doing this. I love talking sports, and I try to be as fair, as real as I can be. And hopefully, I can start getting some stuff out. Like tomorrow, I'll probably have some up right after the Super Bowl. If anybody wants to hop on, they can. So that'll be exciting, man. The trade deadline, pass, NBA rolling, NFL coming to a close. MLB will be starting soon. We'll have some MLB talk too. So it's really exciting times, man. Really exciting times. I'm excited to see what's gonna come in the future. We move, man. Episode 11. Everybody have a blessed night, a safe night, man. Talk to y'all later. Be safe, man.